Hi everyone, this is Dan for Prayer Warriors. I'd like to pull you away from some cat videos for just a minute. Today's remez or topic is Eglon the hut. Today we need to go back to the time of the judges. This is the period of time after the Israelites entered the Promised Land, but before they had a king. This period was somewhere between 1398 to 1050 BC. This period was often described with the phrase, every man did what was right in his own eyes, kind of like what you see today. Israel would fall into sin, that would be the pattern, and be harassed by a neighboring kingdom, and then they'd cry out to God, and God would mercifully raise up a judge to deliver them. And then they repeat the cycle. Because of sin in Israel, God allowed Moab to rule over Israel for 18 years. Finally, the oppressed people of Israel cried out to the Lord, and he raised up a Benjamite named Ehud to be a judge deliverer. Benjamites had a reputation for being left-handed, as well as being very skilled with a sling, both left-handed and right-handed. Ehud made a dagger, which was double-edged, and it was a cubit long. Now, what's a cubit? A cubit generally was 18 inches, although some nations' cubits, I believe it was Egypt's, were 22 inches long. Ehud, being left-handed, proved to be very advantageous. Usually a man that was right-handed would have his dagger sword on his left hand side, and then he'd grab it with his right hand to use it. When he was no doubt frisked by the guards of King Eglon of Moab, they were looking for a weapon on his left side, but Ehud, being left-handed, had his dagger hidden on his right side. On this day, Ehud brought Israel's tribute to Eglon, who was a king. Now, the Bible says that Eglon was a very fat man. How fat? Well, you'll soon learn. Ehud told the king that he had a secret message for him. So all the people that attended the king and Ehud's countrymen that carried the tribute were dismissed. Ehud came near and at the last second pulled out his dagger and plunged it into Eglon's belly. And even the hilt of the dagger went in after the blade, and the fat closed up over the blade, for Ehud did not pull the dagger out. Ehud went out through the porch, closed the doors behind him, and locked them. Eglon's servants were very surprised the doors were locked, but they were embarrassed to have to disturb the king. Now, the King James quaint translations in Judges 3:24 says, "Surely he covereth his feet in his summer chambers." Now, one thought is that this meant he pulled the covers over his feet, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Another is an allusion to the bathroom practices of the day. There would be a hole on the floor, and you aim for that standing up. And you can imagine, use your own imagination for what covering your feet meant if this is the correct interpretation. And with many scholars, it seems to be this latter interpretation that's true. Meanwhile, Ehud made his escape, rallied the Jews, and threw off the yoke of Moab for some 80 years. Links are below, and may God bless you.